Wonder how many people's heart just stopped when that music started.
I was really feeling it.
This is called epic background music. Royalty free. Don't worry, guys. Do not report us.
That sounds like a background music for an Olympic...
I was going to say,
like a profile
guess
package.
What's happening in the background as this is playing.
Sunsets moving into zooming in on instruments.
A lot of mountains. A lot of people running in the mountains. Someone's doing a handstand on the edge of the Grand Canyon.
Ooh.
You're asking for it if you're doing that. You want to die.
Yeah, we're living on the edge just like them in this episode, right?
Well, it's been quite the week of bombshells.
Yes, yeah. Bombshells all around, really. You and I, right before we record, were like, I got a couple things. Well, my list alone is 8, 9 items deep, so get ready.
Yeah.
I mean, where do we start? I want to start with a little show that's taken over most of our lives in the group chat, although I don't know if you've joined in on this or if you're caught up, but Yellowjackets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't even think to talk about that. I am, I think, 5 episodes in, but I have read ahead, except I have not read the summary of the last episode because I do want to be surprised by that. But I have nothing else to do. It'll be 11 o'clock when we finish my time, 11 a.m. Yeah. Then I have all day to just sit there and watch Yellowjackets.
Well, then maybe let's hold on a little bit because
let's
really
do that
the
next
first
week, then.
4 episodes are what they say in the biz, a slow burn, and then all of a sudden it's like...
I don't think it's a slow burn at all.
Compared to the next set, yes.
Okay. I gotta say, I usually... It's not that I don't like Juliette Lewis.
Okay.
But she kind of always... She rubbed me the wrong way, like when I was a kid. Then I really liked her in August Osage County.
Okay.
Whatever. I really liked her in that because it was very against character for her, but I liked her. And I think I don't like natural born killers because it scared me so much that that's kind of where I put her in my mind. And I think she's in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, which also is a movie that it doesn't give me great feels.
It's so funny where your mind goes, excuse me, in terms of Julia Lewis, because I immediately, the first place my brain goes to is Christmas Vacation.
Oh yeah,
I mean, some of her best work, you guys.
Isn't the kid Johnny Galecki's in that too, right?
Is that Johnny Galecki? Yeah,
he's definitely
right.
in one of the vacations.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Wow, stars
maybe
on
that's
the
Rusty.
ride in that movie.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then let's hold on to that.
But I like her in this. Is what I'm.
Okay.
I love her energy because I feel like she would be like my energy if I had a way harder life. This is how I would speak to other people. I just like she's just so funny, and I love that her interactions are always with Christina Ricci, who is insane, but Juliette Lewis doesn't seem scared of her.
Yeah, she's just like, you psycho bitch, sort of.
She's
energy.
aware that she could murder her at any time, but she's just like,
you're still annoying as fuck. You're an annoying murderer.
Yes, you're like. Again, you've never said anything funny or witty in your life, and you're a murderer.
Yeah. I also like that Melanie Lynskey is in it, and she was getting...
Which one is she?
Shauna? Sorry. My first instinct was just to swing at your face right now. Who is she?
Melanie Lynskey, let's see.
She's Shauna. She's the main character, really.
Oh! Yeah, the fat one.
Well, I was just going to say, we'll talk about this more next week, but she was getting a lot of there's no way she could ever get that guy.
She's stunning.
Well, she's stunning. Do you know she's married to John Ritter's son?
I think
Jason
I did
Ritter?
look that up. But also, I will say the casting is great, especially with her and the younger version of
herself.
herself.
Oh, for sure.
You know exactly who these people are.
She just had a baby. And I do think it's unbelievable that she's with this Adam guy, not for how she looks, but that someone would get in a car accident with a mom in a minivan, and his immediate reaction is like, oh my God, I want to fuck you, as she's walking past her town and country, you know?
Right. I'm assuming that he's like a spy or something.
Well, we'll discuss that next week when you're finished.
Yes, next week will be our Yellowjackets episode. How about Dad?
Buzz. I love it. Okay,
I want to give an update on Renee, because I worked with her yesterday.
Ooh, okay.
I was just like really, really nice to her, and she was really nice to me. No, she wasn't really nice to me. Like, let's not go crazy. But she didn't say a single bitchy thing to me.
Do you think there's a chance Rene has Googled you and found the episodes where you're like
what a big deal I am?
Well, maybe listen to an episode where you're like, this bitch I work with doesn't like me.
That. I think it might be that now we're hiring new people because people keep
she's got fresh meat to focus on.
Exactly. And like that's what a few people have told me, like just in general at any job it's like that. Once you're not the bottom of the totem pole, then everyone stops picking on you.
I mean, have you watched 60 Days In or Jailbirds? Tale as old as time.
Exactly. You gotta just work your way in. So I think that's what it is. But she was nice. Again, not nice, but she just wasn't bitchy.
Okay.
So great. I mean, I was really expecting. I'm like, there might be a walkout today. Like, I might do like a walkout in a Blaze of Fire type energy. But
when I say walkout, I mean hobble because my ankle's still healing.
And I do the like when I walked out on my last job, I left my cell phone inside, so I had to go back and get my cell phone. I was like, how much would it cost me to just like call it in as lost and then just get a new one?
This time you do a walkout, you'd be like, that's it, I'm leaving. You're never going to see my face again. You walk out, then you're like, shit, Ron's not here yet.
Exactly. Like, where do I go now?
You're just waiting outside.
I've walked out in a blaze of glory in 2 different jobs, actually. At least, that I can think of. I'm sure.
Wow, never done that.
Yeah, but look, we wanted to reach out to any of our people in the medical profession.
Or anyone who's on their feet all day, like a demanding all day on your feet job.
Yes, and this is ankle related, but not really. It's more skin related because I own 2 pairs of shoes that fit me at this point because I had to upgrade to a size 9 now.
You did.
What are you gonna? What are you, like a 14 or something?
No, I used to be a 9 back in the day, and then I had kids, and now I'm a 10.
Really, a 10?
Don't mean to brag, but I'm a solid 10.
But I feel like it's easy to find shoes because those are always the shoes that are like left on the rack.
You'd think, but they also are shoes that they're like, those big girls who need the size 10s, and they just
also
they
I feel like
to
drag
just
queens
look
with small
bulkier.
feet are going around at the 10 and 12s. So
okay.
you got all that competition. But okay, so I have a pair of Adidas slides that I obviously can't wear in the winter, and then I have a pair of like boots, winter boots, and they go up like mid calf, and I tuck in my pants to them. So I'm working these 12-hour shifts, and by the time I get home, there's so much just chafing of material on skin going on that like I said to Jodie, if you looked at my legs right now, it would look like I was attacked by a bear because I just get home and I just scratch my legs so hard, like and just till they're bleeding, but it feels.
What type
so
of
good.
Pants? What type of material is on your leg under?
I'm just wearing like sweatpants.
Okay, I think that's your problem. That's too much excess fabric rubbing.
I guess, but even when I wear like yoga pants, it happens.
Are they What's the fiber content on the yoga pants?
I don't fucking know.
Because if it's mostly
I'm sure
cotton,
they're not good.
I can see how there would be some friction there. But maybe you need to go like a little bit more that polyester, like the slick workout pants.
Yeah, I also don't have a ton of money where I can just buy all new shoes and new pants. Like so if anyone,
I think it's better that you invest in a better shoe or boot than
like a runner.
Pant. Yeah, so like I said, bring it up because there's probably a lot of nurses or people who are on their feet all day that have great recommendations.
Yeah, or something I can do to relieve the itchiness immediately. I mean, I guess I could just.
Does it have to be higher? Let's just get that. Does it have to be a higher boot or shoe, or can it be just?
No, it just needs to be supportive. It's just that the boots are like big enough that I can open them really big and then just put my foot in. Whereas I don't want a shoe I have to twist into because my foot still can't really twist.
Okay, got it.
So if there's some, I don't know. It's just, but it feels so fucking good to
something
scratch
that
with,
she doesn't have to worry about your ankle, wriggling its way into a shoe because of your injury, but something that's still supportive, comfortable, and isn't gonna scratch you up.
Yeah, because my legs are they look fucking terrible right now. They're like bloody. Like my bed sheets are bloody.
Oh God, that is really sexy. Speaking of bloody sheets, there is a show that I want to bring up that I started watching on recommendation from a little show called Best Supporting Podcast. And it's called Sex Lives of College Girls on HBO. Not a show you'd think I'd like, right?
Right.
Love it. Love it. So good. You haven't started watching it. You're looking at me like, I
just don't really have a lot of time to watch shows. I need to finish up on Yellowjackets, but yeah, the next one I was going to get onto was the other two.
That's another one that I'm going to start watching too because Nick and Colin just recommended it. But Sex Lives of College Girls, first episode. I'm not going to give a big recap of it, but I think Mindy Kaling is one of the writers. It's like 4 girls that end up in a dorm together. Of course, you kind of have to suspend disbelief because the college dorm is, like Felicity level.
Yeah.
You know, where you're like, okay, sure. There's a fireplace in the common room and like 16-foot ceilings. Yeah. I think they actually film it at Vassar. But anyway, the first 20 minutes of the first episode, don't give up because I started watching and I was like, how the hell do they like this show? This is terrible because it's 100% every single line is expository. Yeah. It's like, ugh. But after 20 minutes, man, oh my God, it's so good and it's really fast. I think the first episode's 40 minutes. The rest of them are like maybe 20, 30 something.
Oh, wow, like that.
Yeah, it's really good. So dive into that. Let me know who's watching it because it's great. The main character, Kimberly, this isn't a spoiler really, but at one point she, yeah, we'll be talking about her too. She won me over when she does something that I still get laughed at to this day. It's probably not going to surprise you that I do it, but I do this all the time because as you know, I'm like a never nude. Yeah. She's in her dorm room and her roommate's in there and all of a sudden she just comes out of her closet in her pajamas. The roommate's like, did you just change in the closet? And she's like, no, I was just doing something there. Still do that. I still change in my closet and stuff. If I don't want to be seen. So anyway, okay.
Speaking of HBO shows, can we, let's talk about a little ditty. You're actually, see, we peer pressured you now into watching it day of.
And I hate you guys.
Well, sorry.
Wait, a day of?
Like, you watched it on the day that it dropped.
I think it was the day after.
Oh, okay. Well, you're still caught up.
Whatever. Oh, my God. And just like that. Every episode I go, oh, this is the worst episode ever. And then the next one comes out.
I've never felt more validated than listening to Julie and Brandy on Heather McDonald's podcast and having Julie be like, as a butch lesbian, this is not my representation at all.
Yeah.
Like,
she's like, hey, I'm a lesbian, but I have non-binary sex. Who's fucked me? Hey-oh!
Yeah, I mean, like, and they talk about it for, like, a good, like, 30 minutes at least, and I was just so
anything Julie and Brandy, you might know them from The People's Couch, which was on a long time ago. Please bring that show back. It was absolutely hilarious. That's where I found them or knew about them. They have a podcast on, your free podcast that's Dumb Gay Politics.
Yeah.
It's really good. Obviously, they're talking about politics, but then their Patreon is Dumb Gay Politics, but they do not talk about politics at all. It's just shooting the shit, talk about whatever.
It's usually Julie talking about her IBS.
Yes!
Which I can always relate to.
Oh my God, it's so funny. You got to subscribe to their Patreon. It's so well worth it. But
and it's like $1, I think, a month or $2 a month.
Yeah, it depends which tiers you sign up for. But it's
have you
really,
seen
really
Julie on an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm that she's on?
Yes, I looked it up, and she was on an episode of The Sopranos too.
Yeah, she's kind of just in the background.
She's a non-binary someone or other on it, yeah.
I think she's like the daughter of someone.
Well, and that's where she had that story, because she was on Curb, about, oh God, what's his name? Who just got canceled.
Jeff Garlin?
Jeff Garlin. She said he was the biggest asshole.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised, but...
I mean, it's not even an episode she talks it about on their Patreon or their whatever.
It's just kind of a general knowledge thing. Like,
oh, he was just a total dick, and he's super misogynist and creepy,
sucks. Because he's really good on it. That's why I hate it.
He's one of the women aren't funny. He's in that group of comedians.
Great.
that like ladies can't be comedians.
She's really funny on that episode though, because the episode, like, she's like the main character of the episode, where I think she's like Larry's hairdresser, I want to say, or something. She gives him a haircut, and she's talking about how she's getting married to a woman, and she's saying how like she's gonna be the one wearing the dress, and like that's what the whole episode's about. But she's like, she's not a bitch to Larry about it. He's like, well, it just seems like you would be the one in the suit, and she's like, oh yeah, maybe. I don't know. But she's in like several scenes, and she's very, very funny, and I'm very attracted to her. I don't think I stand a chance, but she I was thinking she should be Che Diaz. What if Julie was that part?
Perfect.
Like, perfect.
Yeah. It's making me, I think I texted you this, it's making me not like Sarah Ramirez.
I know. Which I think we're not the first people to say that.
It's just so hard. She's playing this role, I guess, so well? Question mark? I don't know what the writer's intention was for this character. Was it to make them unlikable?
I guess, like, was I would maybe this is how they are in real life. I've never seen an interview with Sarah Ramirez since, I don't know, like probably Spamalot or Grey's Anatomy before they came out as non-binary. But I don't know. There's no way that this is an authentic person. But
yeah, and now they're in love with Miranda.
I was like, what? They said it first.
Yeah. Like, what did that happen?
Sense.
No.
And how are you in love with someone and then your next line is like I don't want to be with you though. I'm in love with you, but this is going to be a thing. And
at no point it came up that she was married. A natural thing that they would have said, or anyone would have said, was, "Okay, so is your husband cool with this? Does your husband know?"
I just assumed. Why would you assume
that? Because
you're so progressive.
You were doing drugs, or you were doing a shotgun or whatever the hell, vaping with her son. So there's like a family unit.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's just a crazy thing to assume. I wouldn't even assume that about like a gay couple.
Right.
Like ever. I would never assume that about anyone. But I'm going to, not this week, because we've already, I feel like we've maxed out on our Sex and the City TRP episodes for the next couple months, but eventually, maybe on the finale, like when And Just Like That is over, finally, I'm going to assign you an episode of Sex and the City, and I think I'm going to give you the one called One, and it's like, I think the first episode of the last season, and it's where Miranda and Steve like finally get back together, and because I want you to see how good she was in that show and like how different all the characters are.
I don't think she's bad at acting in this.
I think she's terrible in this.
Okay.
Just awful.
Again, maybe I just don't have the comparison.
Yeah, maybe
I don't think she's bad, but why is Steve, you brought this up last week, just because he's losing his hearing, that means he's an idiot?
No, yeah, he's stupid. And he's not worthy of love, basically.
He's like me now. He has no sense of direction. He doesn't remember where he put things down. When did this all happen?
And when they tried to when she tried to get him to like finger her in the kitchen to relive, which was so, she got mad at him for that. And I'm like, but you're not even being authentic. You're like trying to, this isn't even fair to him.
Hey, I'm in the mood. Stick it in. Like, it wasn't, maybe he's got to get into it too.
Yeah, and it's not like he wouldn't want to do it maybe like later.
Or not in the kitchen.
Chance. You get one chance to finger me as well as Che did.
I mean, be like a regular married couple. Like, okay, let's go into the bedroom and turn the lights off and assume the missionary position. No,
I sent the group text a shot from Sarah Ramirez's Twitter of, it's like a close up of her like smooching. And I sent it to you guys, and like within like 5 seconds, everyone just put like either a thumbs down or like the exclamation emoji.
It's just too much. And the opening scene was like,
it hits you right in the face.
It's a revolution! And I'm like, this is a very small protest or rally.
So they're in New York. The necessity for such things is not that great in New York.
And the fact that Miranda would see her son and be like, oh my God, he can't see me here. He knows he'd be fine knowing that you're an ally. Yeah.
Yeah, just be like, oh,
hey, cool, you're here too.
Yeah. I support the community. But is Che Diaz the only comic in town that is also part of the community. Apparently.
Who has a calendar that's wide open. They can do any kind of event. A small scale school fundraiser.
Yeah, school.
Okay, let's talk about this. The stupid microphone that the wife is holding up.
Right.
And she isn't talking into it. And
hilarious plot device.
Husband is getting angry with her. I'm like, okay, well, you are pretty stupid if after he reminds you once, you put it back down. It's not that difficult of a concept.
Everyone, even as a kid, like, practice holding a
microphone? I just, like, picked up my phone pretending it's a microphone.
Everyone does, like, an awards speech. Like, you know that you just hold the microphone there.
Yeah, it's not that dumb. Difficult. I would be annoyed, too.
You're like, what is wrong with you? Have you, like, existed in society? Have you ever seen, like, a singer or a concert or something?
It's just everything. Oh, I just wanted to ask you, I don't know if you picked up on this, but Carrie's husband died?
She's literally saying lines like, well, my story still wins because my husband died. Mm-hmm. Like, Anthony shit himself on a date. That's worse.
Well... Big shit himself after I allowed him to die in the shower, so...
At least the shower was on.
I mean, everything. Well, Miranda, I would love to go to a rally, too. But the closest thing to a rally I went to was my husband's funeral. I mean, everything comes back to Carrie and Big dying. And I get it, he died, but we got it. We remember. And then, like, the whole thing with, what's her face?
Charlotte.
Yes.
We saw two penises this episode.
We saw his? I don't think I saw Harry's.
Yeah, I had to go back and watch it because the first time I watched it, I didn't see it. But then I was reading a bunch of articles, like, recapping
You went back and looked? Is it a penis double?
It has to have been.
Well, I didn't look. I'm not
I mean, if that's real, like, whoever he's married to is a very lucky lady. It's fucking huge.
That's not him. He doesn't look like he has.
I think it was, like, trending on, like, Reddit or Twitter, though, the other day, though, like, Evan Handler, real penis.
Wow, okay.
But it was fucking enormous. The other guy's was obviously his, but...
Yeah, sure. Speaking of that guy coming out of the apartment, the downstairs neighbor, okay. First of all, number one, Carrie calling up the podcast coworker, what's his name in real life?
Bobby Lee.
At 2 a.m.
Yeah.
To say, hey, I got a question. I just assumed you also be up at 2 a.m. How do I tell these people outside to be quiet? Even if you called me at 2 a.m. to ask me a stupid fucking question like that, I would be pissed. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Also, you've lived in New York your whole fucking life. You've never dealt with a noise complaint or something?
You can't figure this out on your own. You wrote a book, a column, and you don't know how to open the window and just say, hey, can you guys keep it down?
It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Also, this is not going to happen because every other neighbor on the block is going to be like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, no. Her light was the only light on the entire block.
Everyone else is sleeping right through it.
Yeah. Or how about call the non-emergency police in New York City? That's I'm sure they have nothing else to do in New York City to come and tell someone to be quiet because they're laughing too loud. But she did the same thing when she called up Mario Cantone and she's like, there's a beep in my apartment. I don't know where it's coming from. Where's it coming from? I don't fucking know because I'm not in the building.
Yeah, I'm not there.
God, even Steve could figure out where the beeping's coming from, okay?
I read a review, maybe the AV Club or something, where it was just saying, like, Carrie's husband dies in the first episode, and somehow now it's being mentioned, but it's not in any way part of the plot anymore. The only actual recurring plot is Miranda and Che.
Oh my God. I hate it. I hate it.
I mean, I'm sure Sarah Ramirez cannot wait for this last episode to finally air so that it's over.
I don't think they had any idea that it was going to go over how it's going over.
Oh, of course not. But now they're stuck with these episodes that begins with JDS hosting a pride rally.
Yeah, it opens with that. And then that whole thing that was like, as Demi Lovato said, sorry. Not sorry.
See, Charlotte was good in the series too. I'm like I was like,
oh, it's terrible.
She was really good. They were all good.
Injection lisp now that she has.
The lip injections are not helping because she can't make a facial expression. It's all you can kind of focus on. I don't mind work being done, but she got them too recently before filming.
Yeah,
it's just not settling.
Yeah, it almost sounds like she's wearing her Invisaligns, but it's just lips.
I don't know, but I mean, I'm going to keep watching. There's only 2 more episodes left of this to punish us with, so.
Now, is this coming back as season 2, or is this just going to be it? Was this just like a limited series?
Season 2 is put on hold.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, because Chris Noth. But he's not. He's dead. Who cares?
Yeah, why would it matter?
I don't know. Like, was he going to be like a recurring character, like in flashbacks? I mean, that seems like the natural thing that this writer's room would think of to do.
Jeez. Well, we'll see.
What do you think's going to happen?
Not to throw too much shade at it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's what the kids are saying these days.
But what do you think's going to happen when Miranda goes to Cleveland? This is not the most obviously set up, like, storyline ever.
You're not my girlfriend.
Yeah. We're not dating.
And then she's going to want to go back to Steve. And Steve's going to be like, yeah, I thought you left. I'm good. I don't want to be with you if you don't want to be with me.
She
and Miranda's
actually
going to be
says
like, what?
the line, I'm in a cab. I'm going to surprise Che at their concert. Who, like, in no way would that ever set up that that's going to work out.
Right. But why would Che say, I love you, or I'm in love with you?
And Miranda's like, what?
Me too.
You are. Like, you've never been told that someone's in love with you before, and you're not in love with each other.
Yeah, how possible? You don't even know that she's... Well, I mean, she knows... They know she's married and has a kid together. But, I like, just, again, like you said, like, just none of it makes sense. None of it pieces together at all.
I just don't think Che Diaz would even have any interest in being around Miranda, because Miranda seems like the most high maintenance, because you're the first person they've been with that is non-binary or not.
And
that
Miranda
penis.
is like stalker level.
Oh,
she's at every event. What happened to her class she was taking?
Doesn't matter. What happened to Carrie's podcast?
What happened to the teacher and her fertility storyline?
They have 2 episodes to wrap this up.
God.
Unless they're going to leave us on some cliffhangers. Oh, what's going to happen?
That's probably where it's going to leave it. It's going to be, what if, hold on, I actually don't think this is that out of the realm of possibility. What if Steve, Miranda, and Che are now polyamorous?
I don't, please don't do that. Please don't do it. Steve wouldn't do that. People are saying Steve and Natasha should get together.
Natasha is
Big's
Bridget
ex-wife.
Moynihan?
Yeah. Just because they both have done nothing wrong in the whole series.
Yeah, those two would never go together, though.
Maybe they would treat each other right.
True.
Because as he says, he's like, Miranda, this is just the way it's been ever since we've been together. Oi. I'm never good enough for you. I mean, I understand what he says, though, when he's like, I'm too old to win you back again.
Yeah. Well, and I think he has a point that maybe that is a point of marriage, is that, like, you're happy, you're content. You don't have to be at level 10 all the time.
Yeah, like, you put in the work. You had a kid together.
You don't have to be getting shotgunned and having sex in your friend's kitchen all the time.
God.
Because that's going to fizzle out, too.
I want to kind of go back, because I've only seen that scene once. I feel like most people
And that wasn't enough for you?
But I'm like, should I go back and watch it?
No! I didn't need to see Cynthia Nixon's nipples that up close.
Do you listen to Las Culturistas?
Here and there.
They're recapping. Their last episode, they recapped, maybe not Sister-Wise, but they definitely recapped Salt Lake City.
Yes,
and
I would listen to
like
most of those segments.
Yeah. And they're just very funny about Jodie.
Do they like her?
They're going the route of, like, Che Diaz is iconic, but, like, they're being funny. Like, obviously, Che Diaz sucks. They had a guest on the most recent episode, and they did just finally all come out and say,
I'm feeling
they're the worst.
Vindicated right now.
I know. Nobody
likes the weight of the world off our shoulders. Because, I mean, we got a little feedback. Yeah.
And if any, okay, look, we're trying our best to say they and them.
I know. I'm so sorry. I really am trying my best.
When Julie was talking about how they were all 3 of them were just saying she. And
I thought the same thing, that Julie had said when they were having the picnic at the park, or was that when? Whatever it was, Miranda said, "Oh, have they talked about me at the podcast?" And I thought the same thing as Julie, where I'm like, why would Bobby Lee and Che and everyone at the podcast be talking about you? But when she said they, she meant Che. And Julie didn't understand that either until Brandy pointed it out. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes way more sense. It's just, I
trust Julie's, like, awareness of the situation. So it makes me feel a little better.
Yeah.
Anyway,
needless to say, we'll be tuning in for the next 2 episodes.
Obviously. And eventually, like, in a few weeks, you'll be watching, I don't know, guys, let me know, like, what's another great, solid episode that will make Jodie cry? Because that's what it's good, but it's a
Sex in the City make me cry.
No, actually, it should be that episode because Charlotte has a miscarriage in that episode, and it's like her best acting on the whole series.
I don't know.
It's good.
I think this, and just like that, might have ruined any possibility of me liking Sex in the City now.
I mean, I think that's pretty much the consensus. Oh, okay. Except there's Sex in the City podcast that I used to listen to that I had to unsubscribe to because they're all sucking up. I'm like, do you think you're going to be a guest star on season 2 or something if you were really nice about it?
You know, at this point, anything is possible.
That is true, and just like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's that. I want to talk about Sister Wives. Yeah. The 3 previews that they released.
Yeah, and then
that were delicious. I was like, like,
oh my god, yeah. I mean, I feel like it made me just want to take it out on Dave just because he is a man. Yeah,
because he's a man.
Just like, I hate you. There's also a little update on
TikTok account because I want to give. It's like Mrs. Kickstand is what.
I think she's pretty popular and she does a lot of Duggar updates. I brought that up to you.
Yeah, you said it to me.
No one says it, and I try to comment in a couple different things. Like, has anyone told you that you look like Olivia Colman? Because I mean, dead ringer.
Oh,
she looks exactly like her.
Exactly.
But yeah, she does a lot of Duggar update things and.
But she somehow gets these early, she gets the previews of these Sister Wives before anyone that I know.
A lot of those previews, though, are from, like, People magazine online or something.
Oh, okay. But, I mean,
anyway,
she's where I go.
That's where we're seeing them, right.
Yeah, and so I saw, like, on the Sister Wives Facebook group, a preview that was just, like, a preview, like, here's a preview of next week, and it was 10 seconds long. And I'm like, I wonder if Mrs. Kickstand has any previews. And there were 3 right in a row. Full, like, 3-4 minute scenes. Mm-hmm. And...
okay, the first one we have to mention is Robyn sitting down. And now Robyn is doing the front section of her hair pulled back, which is also how she's wearing her hair in the Victoria's Secret in the mall photo that was taken a month or 2 ago.
And the picture of them at dinner the other day.
Yeah, and now they're dining out on Kody's birthday, which also, did you know, is his anniversary with Janelle. And if you notice, they have champagne glasses in front of them.
Someone said and he had a beer later too. They had a bottle of champagne and then he had a beer. He's a man.
So weird that you'd be so worried about COVID and even had COVID. That isn't something that you change your mind that drastically on, where you're like, we're totally cool now. We used to be to the point where I will not see my family for 8 months. I will not go to my daughter's spinal surgery to, masks are optional. I mean, whatever.
That's the craziest thing.
Listen, I've been indoor dining, but we keep our masks up until our food comes. Like, sip with the straw, really? Mask on. Yeah.
Oh, no. It's like, once you're at the table, I've only gone outdoor dining in New York, but at that point, it was pretty much...
I mean, there's still spaced out and everything, but I'm just saying, again, for a couple who were so extreme in their beliefs that you have to be safe to now just be loosey-goosey, they're such assholes. But in that clip where she's like, so I got some news.
She's like, well, you know that production was like, you have to tell it. Like, sorry, you're doing that. You're doing it. And she fucking hated having to say that.
And she had to do it because if they had COVID, the crew isn't going to be going into the house.
That's why there's so much self-tape at this time. Because I was wondering if this was all taped out of order. Because I'm like, why are they back to filming themselves? Cody brought out that tripod is
tripod
right
used as a selfie stick, right? Yeah, she's like, so I got some news from my child care provider that
I guess you could also call her our nanny, but
our child care provider. Her husband got COVID, and then she tested positive. But the way she's wording it, she's like, so we had a birthday party for Areola on Thursday.
She was so happy to see everyone. It was such a beautiful event.
It was so joyous.
I can't believe... I can believe the narcissism, though, of her maybe not even registering in her brain, like, how ironic this whole thing is. And then there goes to a talking head of her commenting on this self-tape. And she's like, oh, it was just crazy. Like, if we just not gotten everyone together, but now we can all have COVID. Oh.
Yeah, but now there's a chance we all have COVID. And it's like, no, this has nothing to do with the fact that you all got together. It was the fact that you said your nanny and her husband were doing everything, and they were the cleanest people ever. Yeah. There's no way they could get COVID, and now they, because of you, have exposed everyone. It's not because you got together.
Kody's talking head is like, I just don't get it. It's crazy. I mean, she was doing everything right. I mean, it really shows you how crazy this disease is.
And as we all know, if it were anyone else in the family, my God.
I hope that there is a group text of the family that just excludes Robyn and Kody, where it was just blowing up.
I would love to get
the internet shut down that day because they were all texting each other at the same time.
Dat sibling group chat between Christine and Mary's kids. Oh my God.
Janelle's kids. Well, I'm sure Mary's in there too.
I don't know about that.
I've been noticing Mary's dead tooth a lot now, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah.
She's luckily not really been in that many episodes this season, which is good for her, I think. I think it's better for her to kind of stay out of the...
Sure.
But, so that was the first clip. What was the second? Oh, the second clip was Christine looking like a fucking model. Like, just looking stunning.
Yeah. Yeah. And I honestly think it's because of that, the pressure. Like, really just living in that pressure cooker of having your husband, Kody, just being the worst kind of human to you.
She tells the story about how... I don't understand what this thing with the door.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were putting up a door in the bedroom, maybe? Like, between
If I remember correctly, when they looked at the house, her bedroom is actually the entire upstairs floor.
Oh, with that, with the fireplace. Yeah, but
there's like a big window.
I looked at her listing.
Yeah.
I think somebody posted it in our group. And it's not being used as a bedroom. It's definitely like a rumpus room.
Oh, sure.
So I don't know if she did end up taking that.
Well, she did end up taking that as her room. I know for sure that was her room. Yeah,
they never show it.
We saw it in some other scene.
Okay. They must have changed it.
I think when she told Kody about wanting to move to Utah.
That was in that room?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
I guess
on
I
her
didn't see
bed.
the fireplace. But... So she's sitting down. I mean, again, if I try
anyway,
to do
there's something about a door and a cat.
Yeah.
She didn't want the cat in her room, and then something about the door, and then she's like, Cody, is the door really about the cat, or is it about you not wanting to have intimacy with me?
And he said he's not really...
And just a very matter of fact, he's like, I'm actually just not interested in that with you.
Don't you like how she says cat? It's so, like, stimulating to me. Cat.
Uh-huh.
It says about the cat. But he said, I'm not interested in that anymore. And then he said, well, I guess we'll see. It's your behavior. And I guess we'll see if you're going to be a good sister wife to Robyn. And the intimacy. And then she tells us that when they got back from their anniversary last season, they just fell asleep. And she's like, I knew. And then she says, and he's told me before that he's not attracted to me.
She's she and Janelle are the most beautiful wives of the four.
Well, he told the world he wasn't attracted to her because he told
the nacho
story.
Sure. But
I'm sure it's been brought up several times.
Looking at her, like you said, looking like a fucking...
dream.
Yeah, she looks gorgeous.
Oh,
I'm not
gorgeous.
That fucking curly-haired, balding piece of shit had the nerve to say, I am not attracted to you.
Yes.
Meanwhile, look at
Robyn! Meanwhile,
Robyn and her fucking tree trunk goiter neck. He's attracted to that. We'll see if you're a good sister wife. That should never come up in any sort of top or subject about intimacy. And it is. It's a controlling... I mean, we all know this. It's just a controlling, she's not behaving to his standards. She isn't doing what he wants, so I'm going to punish you with that. And I could see him just saying it very aloof, like, I'm not really interested in that. I don't want to have an intimate relationship with you anymore.
But at a certain point, it must have been, and like in the talking head, Christine's kind of processing it as she's like, it's over. She's like, it's over. And you know what the nuance that I loved in there is that she did get a cat for Truly. Because remember, there's that scene that she got a dog for Gwendolyn and Truly is upset. But she's like, it doesn't mean that we won't get you a cat. But then they obviously got a cat.
Well, I could see why. I mean, just something to provide her unconditional love that her father can't.
I mean, like I say every week, when I want to watch Kody and Robyn watching this on TV. I want to watch it.
Well, and here's the thing about that. If you go and look at the photo of them out at dinner, which, find it on Reddit, Twitter, whatever, it's everywhere. She has her permanent beaker frown face on.
I'm the first person that said that, by the way.
You did. You said beaker. You said beaker. I said Build-A-Bear boots. You guys, tag us anytime anyone says beaker. Tag Amanda.
Yeah.
And if anyone tries to steal Build-A-Bear boots, you guys better give me credit for that one, because it's one of my best observations I've ever had in my entire life.
It is. But she, in the picture, she looks like perturbed.
Yes.
It looks like he might be smiling, but it also looks like an angry smile. Because he's also just kind of...
Yeah, and his hair looks terrible.
Oh, it's so bad.
It is two spiral curls coming out from the top of his head. I know, it looks so ridiculous.
It's those two. And I don't think he would look that bad if he just...
Well, because his hair isn't receding. It has receded.
Yes.
It is already back there. It's gone.
This is like worse than the Donald Trump hair.
Oh my God, it's so bad. But yeah, so she looks like a little like... The thing is that...
Do you think they're talking about, like, Sister Wives airing? Do you think they're like, what are we going to do?
You would think so, but also, you would think that they would be able to read the room a little bit, and maybe, because the world is coming down on you about this whole COVID shit, maybe not be seen out in public without masks on. Do you know what I mean?
The only smart thing they're doing is they're staying off social media, and every day I check because, like, what if one day... But the thing is that they don't do, like, drugs like Amber Port would. So, and they're not obviously getting, like, wasted at 2 a.m. and staying up for 3 days straight. So they're not going to have, like, an Amber Portwood live at 3 a.m. type breakdown, but I want it to happen. I want one of them to
I could see Kody snapping, though. I could see Kody snapping.
I don't know. But then he'll do a cameo. He always does a peace sign in the cameos.
Ew. I think we should flood... Christine's cameos, because I think I read his are like 90 some bucks and hers are only like 35. We should flood it. Flood her with cameos.
Yes, $30.
I'd do it. Let's just do some.
What would we want her to say, though? I would want some
anything.
Like meat.
Cat. Oh, I was going to say ask her to sing Let Me Call You Sweetheart, but let's not do that to her.
No, that's
Have
mean.
her sing
she knows.
Like, we heard you sing a little bit from Book of Life, and we love that movie. Would you sing us a little bit?
I actually like that song. It's been in my head a few times.
I love you too much.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like every other Pixar kind of Spanish movie.
Just don't think of Tony.
Tony. Yeah, tell us about your cat. Tell us about your cat.
Anything. What's your best advice? Your favorite recipe?
Tell us about your roles.
How quickly you got Kody's boxes in that garage.
Oh, yeah, okay, so let's talk about that clip. Cody.
Right, which leads exactly.
Is he trying to cry? But no,
he clearly has COVID because he's out of breath. He's like, Chris, he put some boxes in the garage. He sounds like Chris, 1,000-Pound Sisters, the brother.
Oh, yeah.
And that one. That's what he sounds like. He's clearly out of breath. And he is genuinely shocked why she put boxes in the garage.
It's usually a game. I mean, I'm not going to move it out yet.
We'll see how well it lasts.
Again, read the room. Like, you can't be that stupid.
To be like... That people would actually watch the show and be like, yeah, he's right. Yeah, she's just...
Christine.
She's joshing.
Woman. Uh-huh. She's having thoughts of her own. Mm-hmm. She'll get over it.
Yeah.
And he's just, Cody's things. I think he thinks that America's going to be like,
look at these books. Oh, look, there's another box over there.
Oh, I just saw another one. Oh, Cody's bathroom stuff. My stuff in my
like, you think people would be like, yeah, you know what? She should have changed her behavior so that you could maybe have an intimate relationship. She could have stayed as a friend.
Recording the clip, he thinks that people are going to be like, "Oh my god, what a blow to Kody." He's so mad though in that scene. He's like, holding in his
he can't
rage.
Believe it because his ego has been checked.
Yeah,
this is the first time. Yep. And think about for Janelle, if she hasn't already left him, which I just feel in my gut. She's like,
how could you watch the scene with Gabe and the log?
And your kids? Yeah, absolutely not.
The log really wins the season.
Yeah, the things that he's now said and just his attitude and the things he said to Christine. I'm sure she's hearing things that maybe she's heard him say before to her. And so now it's just, when's it going to be my turn where he says, I don't want to have an intimate relationship with you. And
Mary, I think, is just staying there for the show.
Yeah, for sure. And I hope that's what Janelle is doing. Like, listen, I'm going to get my money. I already got rid of the house. I was in the trailer.
She's at an age now where, like, is she going to now restart a career? Like, this is an easy gig.
Well, and they're trying to do it with their MLMs and their energy juice or whatever it is that they're trying to do. I can't see there being any way that she would stick around.
No. I mean, she needs someone to change her shitter, but Gabe can do it. Gabe will change his shitter.
For sure. Now that Gabe and Garrison know everything, I mean, they'll probably change it far more often than even Kody did. I
would spend $500 for a tell-all book, like where Janelle and Christine just let it loose, like, and the kids all get to weigh in and just say, like, tell stories.
You know what the smartest thing that they could do is, if anyone listening knows them, well, first of all, call us directly, and then what Christine, Janelle, maybe Mary, but I don't know. I don't want there to be any friction in this publishing process.
Yes,
they should
She could write the foreword.
Yes. Let her have a chapter. Throw her a bone. An author's, a dedication. If they got a GoFundMe together to self-publish a book, so they wouldn't even need to give up any sort of portion to the publisher or anything, I would definitely donate towards the self-publishing. Yeah. And then, of course, I'd buy the book for, like, I'd go for the hardcover. I'd pay $100 for a hardcover.
I mean,
even if it were like
if it was
50
available
pages
online for free, I would opt to buy the book because I want them to get money.
Oh, I just donate even if it was free.
Yeah.
I'd find a way to Venmo them money.
That's got to be coming.
Oh, I hope so. I mean, there's no NDA they would have signed 30 years ago.
Like, do you think what would you rather hear them talk shit about Kody or about Robyn?
Ooh. Well, I mean, both, obviously.
Yeah.
God, I love it. Okay, so yeah, stay tuned for that.
Let's get into
You're not watching Sister Wives. Oh, just really quickly, I just want to say, the Jennie on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, her being a racist piece of shit, we're aware of it. We'll talk more about it on our Real Housewives of Salt Lake City episode. She's an absolute piece of garbage, and her apology was the worst non-apology I've seen since,
it was worse
Alec
than Mary
Baldwin.
Cosby's RSVP apology.
Oh yeah, speaking of Mary Cosby, did you watch that interview?
I just saw it, and I was about to get on the road, and I sent it to you.
I mean, it's like D-list. Production quality, and I'm sure I'm gonna get shit for it. I mean, the guy sat down. It's Up in Adam, it is. It's Up in Adam something.
Yeah,
and maybe it's just the house that they live in, which apparently has no furniture whatsoever.
Or
it's
anything on the walls.
It's the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. I kind of skipped through it.
I watched a couple minutes of it. The mom seems it's this. It's Mary. That this is your daughter.
No, I think that actually is Mary
in prosthetics and light prosthetics.
Not even very. She doesn't even need prosthetics. It's Mary in sunglasses with a long ponytail.
So they're both wearing dark sunglasses.
And her mom at some point. Her mom. I'm putting in quotes because I don't even think that's really her mom. It's Mary. Is just sipping on an orange Julius. At some point, an orange Julius shows up out of nowhere, and she's just sipping on it the entire time with a straw. And then I think the dad, Mary's stepdad, pretty sure that's Stu with a wig on.
I mean, it's a white guy who also looks 30 years younger than the mom.
Yeah, but they've been together since the 80s. In his shoes, I'm probably totally wrong on this. Okay, but Nike is just do it, right?
Yeah.
But his shoes say just so. Like just, and then it looks like it should be just do it, but it's just S-O. Is that like a name brand thing? Or is this a knockoff Walmart?
I'm sure it's a knockoff.
Okay.
Was anything revealed in this interview at all?
It's all stuff you can guess, but basically they're blaming it all on Robert Sr., that he's the real con man and Mary got wrapped up in it, but it's really not her fault because she's probably just manipulated by him. But they're like, yeah, the church is a cult if he's part of the leadership. Yeah,
I heard that the church got shut down though. I think they said that on Les Culturistas.
I'm sure.
Or maybe they said that on Heather McDonald's podcast. I think it was Heather McDonald who said that.
I think it's kind of a well-known thing that no one's really there. Well, good. So whatever. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth watching 45 minutes of it. I think if you skip around, you get the main idea.
But maybe we'll delve into that. And then
we'll talk about it more over there.
It on Real so it's 90 days. I watched.
My God.
I just finished Single Life today. It ended today. Okay. The big fucking reveal was that surprise. Big Ed and Liz are back together. The beginning of this episode, it's that his dog died, and that was like...
Teddy died? Okay.
He did. And that is... I did hear that before, that's why they got back together, because Liz felt so bad, and like... I mean, even like the worst person on earth, like if their pet dies, like you do have a little empathy if you're like a normal person. So the whole first, like, the whole first scene is him just like packing up like Teddy's stuff. There's like a part where he's just like sitting there holding a squeaky ball and he's just like squeak, squeak, squeak.
Jesus. Are you sure that was Teddy's ball? Or was it just like an Ed-sized ball for Ed?
Well, it's weird because then he doesn't reveal it until afterwards, so it just opens with him holding this ball and looking at it and then just squeaking it. But he says that Teddy died and then the whole episode he's like, somebody who means a lot to me dropped off flowers and I'm going to meet them, and being very ambiguous. And it's like, well, you're on social media, so this would be a lot more of a shock if you weren't posting all over social media. And then they get together, and then we find it. They've been back together 8 days, and she tells us, well, I can tell that he's changed. 8 days they've been back together.
Of course.
And then at one point, they're like holding hands, and it's showing their hands, and then he takes his hand off, and there's a ring! And then she's like, I'm engaged! Ew. It's so gross. But anyway, they're back together. Debbie is just so drunk. I guess I never realized,
she's an alcoholic. Let's just call a spade a spade.
I feel like also with kind of like trashy older women, who you feel could jump on the back of a motorcycle at any time. Their voice could just be like that from maybe years of drug use in the 70s or something. But she meets this guy in San Diego, and he shows up and he's like, hi, and she's like, I just love San Diego. You just can't, it's so slurry, so much more so. And I guess that worked out fine. They get along fine, I guess. What else happens? What's her face? Jesse and Tim's girlfriend.
Wait,
Fernanda or whatever.
Wait, did it sound a little something like this?
I love you the most of all, most of the sisters. I love you the most of the sisters. I'm the
That was from our True Life episode.
Part is so rough. Yeah, that was our True Life. I'm married.
I'm married to a stranger.
I don't think I posted that yet, have I?
No idea.
Post it. I'll post it eventually. Anyway, so then Jesse and is her name Fernanda or something? Something like that?
There's a Fernanda.
Well, who's the one that Jesse's dating? Tim's ex.
Oh, right. What was it? Ximena. God, it's been so long.
I think it's Fernanda. Let's say that. But they, nothing. They're in love. They're doing great. So
Melissa?
real. No, I think it's Fernanda.
Okay.
Who cares? I don't care about them at all. Who's the other couple? Oh, Crazy Eyes.
Oh, it was Jennifer, by the way. I think it's coming to me. Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, with 3 F's or something.
Yeah.
It's like a weird
1
spelling.
N and 6 F's, yeah.
Yeah. The Ukrainian girl, Natalie.
Right.
She tells this guy that I need more attention from you when you are out of town. And I'm not American girl. I am Ukrainian girl. And then he's like, okay, well, I guess I'll text you more. So you should come to LA and see me. Okay, fine. And then I think that was pretty much it. But then
I can't believe you watched this season. I
just
not
did because freaking reality gays are recapping it, so I might as well watch it. But the tell-all for next week looks good. I would say you should at least watch the tell-all. Everyone's screaming at each other.
I can't
Colt and
take
Ed get in a big.
I
fucking hate Ed, but they get in a fight and like it's like it's like sociopath versus sociopath. Debbie gets mad at one point. She's like, "I'm not gonna sit here and let me let out of here." Fuck
Debbie Jeffrey has a slice.
and then
I like a slice of pie, please. She totally has that slice.
The extra saliva.
Yeah.
And then Tim and of course Veronica. I think Veronica's a little too thirsty where I'm like, hey, you don't need to be an
It's kind of getting to that point, yeah. Which I hate because I liked her.
I didn't. No, she was a little annoying in the season that I saw with him. But they're interviewed and they're like, the woman asks like, how, like, what part of Jesse and Jennifer's relationship do you think is fake? And he's like, all of it. And then Jesse's like, you are just coming after two very good-looking people who are happy because you are jealous. And then Jennifer's like, Tim, I think your eyebrows are very fake. It's like, ooh, you got him. Zing.
Hey, listen, you're someone who got an insult about your eyebrows. And that was so difficult to recover, right?
We're going to read that letter on our 420 episode.
I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
Me and Nick got this really bad email when we did Squirrel Friends, and we were so upset by it. Whereas now, if we got something like that, it would be hilarious, and it is hilarious. But yeah, I'd say maybe watch the tell-all.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's talk about this current season here.
Yes, before.
Okay, Kimberly and Usman. The thing is, I want to like Kim. Okay, I really do.
Yeah.
But how someone can be so willfully ignorant and delusional?
Is she more so than Danielle?
Oh, God.
Kimberly's smarter than Danielle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's different. Yeah. Because, how can you be so seemingly with it in your normal life, but in this circumstance, you're just, I don't really, like when they're sitting on the beach and Usman's like, oh, go get me a Coke or something. And she's like, oh, okay, right away. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It just seems like her normal reaction would be like, we could go get it. Let's call someone to get one for you.
Yeah. I feel like another even less self-aware thing is how she wears her hair, because she's got kind of a pinhead, and she's Cody Brown hair kind of, where like she pulls it up right in the front really tight. I'm like, I need you to get like volume in your hair. It looks so much better, and not like she's doing like the Jennifer Shaw, just like
yes. But then she can turn around and be like, oh yeah, my ass looks good. So it's like again, I want to like her because she's got that like, I like myself for who I am. But then she just allows herself to be manipulated or treated a certain way. Like, he's obviously not into her at all.
Yeah, I mean,
the fact that he hasn't even gone into your hotel room except to pick up his gifts.
Yeah.
And you're still there in the honeymoon
I almost feel like
girl.
She wants to like be like his like Sharon Osbourne, where she is like the manager, but then just with benefits. I almost feel like he might even sign up for that, where it's like, okay, I'll be your manager and I'll be a boss bitch, but also you just have to like give me sex 3 times.
That's basically what they're doing, but without the sex. Yeah, she's just And I'm sure she's in some way funding this whole video shoot, but she doesn't know it.
Yeah, she probably doesn't know it. But also, I think she'd be better than his 2 assistants. They don't seem to do anything. They're just yes men. I don't know how much they're actually organizing or in charge of things.
Yeah, it was very confusing what was going on during this video shoot. I love when they're like, look at her, and he's just like, not paying attention at all. Just looking and smiling at the camera. God. He's an idiot, and Kim, come on.
But it goes the opposite way of what you'd think, because you'd think that this episode would end with Kim being like super jealous, but she wasn't. She was in boss bitch mode.
Yeah.
But then she's like, thank God I was there and nothing would have gotten done. I'm like, I don't remember you doing anything.
And
then
it's
he, like,
gross.
look at the camera, smile,
right?
Smile.
And then he like lays down on her lap in the cab, and she's like, "Okay, now that the baby's sleeping, guys, I need to discuss something with you."
And then he does.
He's very upset.
Yeah, and he tells the guys, like, do not come after Kimberly. She is good woman. Do not. I'm like, okay, this was all pre-planned. Where he's like, can you guys say something shitty in the car so that I can stand up for her? And then she'll be like,
I don't know if I'm buying this whole assistant publicist thing. It just seems all very weird.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine if they were. I mean, the people I really care about is Mike and Ximena, and obviously Jasmine and Courtney Sinclair.
And the new guy, Ben.
Oh, I'm actually really
I can't wait to talk about Ben.
Because I just watched, I've only ever watched the Journeys, which are good. I like watching the Journeys because it is insulated.
Did you watch the Usman and Baby Lisa?
No, I don't know if is there one for that? There's a few that aren't.
I would guess
Journeys.
There would be.
But I watched 90 Day just straight up 90 Day Fiance classic. Season 3 with the Mormons that I really liked. I was like really rooting for them. That kind of sucks.
Oh, Hillary Swank and Boys Don't Cry in Alexandra.
Oh, he does look like Hillary Swank and Boys Don't Cry. But he's also like, they were cute. Yeah. I liked them together. They were fun.
Josh, was it Josh?
Yeah, Josh. Yes, I think so. But I liked them. But then there is that old man in that season.
Oh, Mark and Nikki.
And I can't believe they're still together, apparently. Mm-hmm. I was so angry watching that. Ew.
I mean, it's truly, it almost feels like a sex-trafficked young girl, really.
It does. I mean, she's 19. They celebrate
They talk about her period.
Birthday. It's just...
He's like, don't touch the windows. It's a classic dark spot, or a well-known dark spot in the 90-day history. Like, that's really bad. Yeah.
Don't touch the windows.
Well, just everything. Just them as a couple. Like, it's
rough.
Dark.
And I think that his daughter, like, doesn't talk to him anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what this gives me shades of.
Okay. The Kim and Usman?
No. The new guy.
Oh, new guy. Sure. Well, we'll get to him in a minute. Let's save Bella DeBall.
I didn't know you had an order.
Well, I'm kind of working my way down to the more interesting ones. Okay, so Caleb and Alina. Lots of stuff has come out about Alina making some very problematic posts. Not just the one where she's
doubling down on them recently.
Yeah, there's like some weird ones where she's like dancing and she's trying to do like a TikTok. I'm a regular girl, and then boom. Jumps in. Now she's wearing like a little sexy nightie. Whatever. But also, yeah, she's maybe used some derogatory language.
Right, like maybe the N-word like 50 times in a 30-second post.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, I didn't really know the nuances of it. But then she's also made some other posts. So she may not be a good choice for the show, but neither is Caleb. That's just... It's crashing and burning, and this is the whole thing that 90 Day, or actually Sharp Entertainment needs to do. They need to vet their talent. Let's use that term lightly.
But if they're going to only accept good people, they're not going to get anyone.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah, like you have to find...
Then we'll have a ton of Lauren and Alexis.
Yeah, they're on that season that I watched too, by the way.
Can't do it. Don't really care.
He is really hot, though. He's gotten
sexier. You just know it to be true.
He does a whole underwear where she's making him do like modeling, and he like wears underwear. You can like see his dick.
Did you know I think he was like a medic or something wherever he was from, Israel,
yeah.
But in Miami or wherever they live in Florida, it's probably like a year or two ago, he saved a woman who was drowning. He wasn't even like an acting lifeguard. They were just like walking around, and I
think I did know.
He like saw it in the distance before lifeguards could even get out there, and he was just like Baywatched his way out there and saved this person.
And then there was a couple
I mean, like seriously, she must have just given it to him so good. That night.
I mean that's fucking hot.
Hero sex is like
her mom would scare. Like if I were him, I'd be a little nervous meeting her mom because I'd be like, oh, this is what. Because you meet the mom and you're like, this is kind of what this girl's gonna look like when they're older.
I don't even remember her mom.
She looks like April Margera, but then there's
hey. Okay, some of us in the Midwest are in that region-ish.
You don't look like April Margera. But who's the other couple? Because the whole family looks like April Margera. Fuck, who is it?
She had a sister, too.
Yes. Yeah, but it's not Lauren and Alexis.
I know. You were saying Devar and Melanie.
Wait,
Melanie's sister, Bev.
Oh, Melanie. I'm like, why does Melanie's face bother me so much? It's that her head doesn't fit on her body.
It's like the little piggy nose.
But also she's just, is she like an alcoholic?
Oh, yeah. She has like chubby girl face, but fit girl body. It doesn't fit.
Her arms are slightly too short.
You think she carries little person gene? I don't see that much.
I don't know how you could, like, you
know who I do think carries it for sure? Absolutely Memphis on the show and Ximena. Ximena's like two generations of little person out, though. Memphis is just
might be
one. Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. These are just little baby facts. Sexy baby facts, too.
Oh, okay. And sexy baby. I mean, do you not see the resemblance of actual sexy baby and Hamza?
No, but I do think that Hamza has about the intellectual level of sexy baby as a baby.
Yeah.
He's just, I feel like she's like abusing him. Also, then we find out that he's younger than he said.
Right.
But
okay,
like,
Alina and Caleb, can we just, they had sex. It was gross.
Great.
Just,
no one wants
to, not because she's little, but first of all, I hate Caleb. I don't want to know about Caleb doing anything. Caleb, I think, carries little person gene as well. I just hate this couple now. And now we just know so much about them because it's just all over Reddit. I'm over it.
But I really hate Elijah. I hate him.
Do you?
I hate his face. I hate his fucking hair. I hate him.
I think the only reason I don't hate him is because you know that producers are throwing him in there because obviously Caleb doesn't like him. So this is like a producer storyline.
Okay, that's
for sure. This is why they're throwing him in there because they know that throwing him in there and editing it in certain ways is going to make him unlikable because what else of a storyline do we have?
I was going to say, this is losing steam real quick.
That's what you and I were just saying before we started recording. I love a new fresh batch, fresh meat, but now they're slowing it down too much. If you're going to make us watch 2 hours of it, you better pick up the speed of this. Edit some shit out.
Length of these things. Let's do, did we even get, what's her name?
Gino and Jasmine?
No, I know they were in this. The guy from China and
Ella and Johnny. They weren't in this past episode.
Okay, so
no.
far.
Yeah, they're done. Let's talk about Gino and Jasmine here. Her voice is the worst version of Nails on a Chalkboard.
It doesn't bother me. I was listening to that and I'm like, it doesn't bother me that much.
It is. It actually hurts my ears.
Mm.
I have to I have to turn the volume down. There's just something about I don't know, is it pitch, tone? I
guess pitch, yeah.
Flavor.
Like the decibel.
Whatever it is, there's just something about her voice.
Flavor.
It's actually like Christina from that Flipper Flop, Christina El Musa. That chick's voice does the same thing to me. Whereas there's just like something... It's how the voice is modulated or how it's delivered.
She reminds me of Larissa, but I loved listening to Larissa talk. Larissa's voice would just like lull me into just like a trance. I loved it. But anyway, so they go to work out together, and by that it means that he's gonna watch her. I'm like, you might as well work out. You're already wearing shorts all the time.
Yeah, who cares with the sandals? Maybe they're like Birkenstocks. Like they provide a solid foundation.
He could get her an elliptical
or something.
Yeah, even an elliptical. You can just stand there.
That'd be the worst thing ever to have someone just sit there and watch you work out. I mean, if someone comes down in the basement when I work out, it is like, what do you do? Oh, I can't.
It's like that or while I'm cooking.
I mean, it's Ghostbusters. Like, do not come down into my lair. Like, go away.
This was, this was so nuts. This, like, trajectory from, like, A to Z on how
this is Amber Portwood level.
It is. And it was actually...
Is it bipolar borderline?
It was just such a switch.
Yeah. And like how he should have known before he met you. He should have known not to paint his house the colors that you wouldn't have painted it.
Yeah, I mean, I get like being jealous of people's exes, not when you're an adult with children though, but I can understand being jealous of your exes, but like it doesn't seem like he's bringing them up that much.
No. And if he brought up, you have sucked my dick more than my ex ever did,
Oh, I believe he said that. I don't think she's lying.
I believe
about
he
anything.
did, but I think it was probably more as a compliment.
Oh yeah, no, it was a compliment.
I mean,
that's what
this
she's
is probably
saying.
going to shock you, but I've never heard that personally. I know you're like floored. I will never hear that in my lifetime whatsoever.
Hey, you can start now. You can work it out.
Oh God, I still
going.
am not convinced any person enjoys
doing it.
performing.
No one enjoys doing it. Yes, people like
God.
getting it. Yeah, wouldn't you want? I guess there's a fine line between you don't want your boyfriend to be talking about their exes too nice, but
wouldn't you rather know that there was an amicable split, like a mature adult amicable split, especially with a marriage before, than be like, oh my God, that fucking bitch, it was the worst thing ever.
But you shouldn't be texting like on a regular basis. That is too much of a boundary. Like,
is he though?
Yeah, he said that they're still like really good friends. I think he did say that. They are still friends. Which is like, I feel like me and Brad have a good boundary there.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'll text him if I see something about The Sopranos or something. Or just something funny that like is between the two of us. We'll text for like 10 minutes and then he usually just like...
But with a guy like Gino, would you really have to worry that the ex is going to be like, oh my God, I need a piece of that now?
I just love his shocked face. Like, every time she walks off, he's just like you can hear him in his head going... Whoa.
And his mouth opens just a little bit where he's like mouth breathing like...
Yeah. And he's kind of smiling because he knows cameras are there and he's like, I don't know how to react to this. But then it'll constantly go to a talking head of him going, I'm feeling like I'm seeing some red flags here.
Yeah,
I'm like, some red flags.
I have to respect the fact that she's on birth control though.
Yeah. It's responsible.
Especially because she has 2 kids that she's not living with.
It's 1 or 2. She definitely has others.
That should be a red flag as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yes.
I mean, wouldn't the goal be, okay. I mean, everyone's got their situations. But...
What's the fight about here, though? Just the wall? She doesn't like the wall color?
I mean, it started as, you only got me a toothbrush for Christmas, which agreed. However that shook down, I think he just totally forgot. And he was like, oh, me coming here is we're spending Christmas together. That's the Christmas gift. And he's like, she gave me such thoughtful, amazing, unique gifts. I'm like, okay. They were real cheap.
Those are going in your closet
T-shirt
and you're
shop.
never pulling them out again.
So I think it was like, oh, we're going to go on a trip. I looked it up. It's going to be $2,500 and we're going there because you didn't give me a gift. And then somewhere it turned into, well, you didn't. Yeah, where did the X come up in the paint color? It was like somewhere in her crazy ass spinning head.
These are the things that are constantly going on in her head. She remembers everything he's ever said about his, and like they FaceTime, so she probably was like, oh, I don't like the red and those are insane colors to put together.
Oh wait, I think I got it. She was like, don't I deserve it? Because I sucked your dick more than your ex did. And then she was like, ooh, ex.
You spent more money on your exes going on vacations.
Like, oh yeah, you talk about your ex. You talk about her so much, you haven't even changed the paint color. And he's like, oh, you always make me look crazy. It's like, you're doing a pretty good job of that yourself.
Oh my God.
She's nuts. But again, you said this. I could see them being together. And this is just the dynamic of their relationship.
Some men, this is what they're
He needs a mommy.
And then she walks off and she goes, okay, we will not discuss it anymore. I will go home and you will find another stupid woman like me on your dating site. So then she goes in the bathroom, changes into like a cuter outfit, and then like just harumps on the couch. And he goes and he's like, Giles, man, how can I want to work this out. How do we, these are her rules. You will never say anything nice about your exes again. You will always be mean about your exes. Like she wants him to like only talk trash about them.
Yeah. How dare he have ever had exes before? Then what happened was because she finally like got it all out of her system, her adrenaline has come down. Then she's like, okay, but I really do want to have a good trip now. So now she's like, okay, now we're past that. She still wants to go on a trip, but she'll get wound up about something else. Let's touch base on Memphis and Hamza. First, we start out with, baby, we need to poop. She says, we need to poop.
We need to poop. Stomach hurt.
I can't
believe
so much.
Also, like, listen, as somebody with, IBS, I'm always kind of ready. Like, if, like, even on our podcast, I'll be like, I need to take a 30-second break, and I'll come back in, and you're like,
I can't even pee as quickly as you just do it all.
And I'm like, oh, yeah. I was like, I'm cleared. But, like, she's in there going, and I'm like, do you even have to go? Because it sounds like she's constipated. Almost.
I think she's, okay, so let me break it down for you as someone who probably doesn't poop
once
daily.
a week.
Right?
Yeah.
I think what happened is she, it's foreign porcelain, okay? And I understand this concept because I'm not comfortable just going anywhere. And as you know, I can make my body just reabsorb it.
Right.
So
I'm ready to go at any time.
No. Like if I'm psychologically unable to do it, my body will just do what it needs to do. So I think she wasn't comfortable going poop at Hansa's mom's house.
So
she held it in.
And it's also different food than she's used to.
Sure. And there was, you're talking elevation, flying in and all that kind of stuff. So I think she's been holding it in because she didn't want to poop there. She wasn't comfortable. And, like, maybe the mom didn't leave the house because of COVID. And now she's like, well, now I can never poop. So she held it in, and now it's become an issue. And it looks like they eat a lot of fresh fruits and juices there. So, like, there's a situation.
That should be running down. Yeah, that should be running.
I think it hit. I think like, that orange juice was just, like, Drano. And it's like, oh, God, we got to. It was
orange juice looked like an orange Julius, by the way. That didn't look like straight orange juice.
It looked exactly like what Mary and Cosby's mom was drinking. So, she's like, the baby talk that we need to poop. First of all, it's one thing to be comfortable in front of your very new boyfriend to say that. But you have a camera crew right there. A camera crew.
But he seemed fine with it. Also, like, I can't imagine you pooping and then Dave standing right outside the door being like, you good?
Yeah.
You good?
You like, okay?
Go to another house.
You finished? Good job, baby.
Good job, baby.
We're not done. Or no, she goes, we need to poop. And she's grunting. And she realizes she still has a mic pack on, right? I would have taken...
That's rude,
if that were me, that was horrible.
They at least cleared out the, the sounds of the pooping.
Like the bloop?
Or the...
Oh my God. I would have taken that mic pack and, like, thrown it up and over a building and been like, go get it. And then I would have run in there.
Yeah, that's crazy. Or they might have ADR'd that in, though.
Like her grunting. No, that was her voice. Because remember, she was like, no, not done yet.
Yeah, and then when she's done, she goes, me done.
Yeah, she comes out, me done. And then she said, that was a long poop.
She said that was a long shit.
That was a long shit. I'm like, at least run the water. Or I would have taken the mic and just, like, blown into it, like...
Well, it's like the thing you do if you're at, like, a Barnes & Noble and someone comes in and then you're just like...
I don't even want to pee. I don't even want anyone to hear the tinkle tinkle.
Really? Huh.
In the bathroom? No.
Just peeing. Everyone pees. Everyone poops too.
Oh, but it can't come out like that. Okay, well, anyway. God, Memphis. She has no shame whatsoever. And then to walk out, hold her belly. And, I mean, she is walking like... Okay, sorry, we get graphic here for a second.
She's got low cramping.
She's walking as if her sphincter is still dilated. Like, she is like, like I need to sit down while things just contract back to normal.
Well, I don't even feel like it's dilation. I think it's that now it's relieved, so it's sucking in too much. You know?
Well, her jeans are kind of tight and low, too. That could be a problem.
Yeah, it's not good.
So they talk about her past, which is drugs. And then he does like this Tunisian sign language for drugs, which is like he sniffs off the top of his finger.
Like a dirty Sanchez. Yeah.
Ew, what's that?
This is like such an inside baseball joke for just anyone who was in the Music
Wait, that's
Man.
like some sort of like pooping inside of the top of a toilet or something, right?
No, that's an Upper Decker.
Oh, okay.
Dirty Sanchez is where like you like have poop on your finger and you like rub it under someone's like a mustache. But when Brad came to see me in the Music Man, I think we were like we all made a big joke of it, and like Brad led the whole thing. And by the time Brad had left, it had become a cast wide thing that on stage you would try to Sanchez each other. Not with that
Sanchez.
Dirty Sanchez.
Sanchez.
You're saying it like a Canadian accent. You're saying it like a Canadian. A Canadian would say like drama instead of drama. So it's Sanchez.
No, it's drama and it's Sanchez. I had a Mrs. Sanchez. My 7th grade teacher was Mrs. Sanchez, and she said Sanchez.
Well, you know what? Calm down. But on stage, we would
Sanchez
just
is like if you were like, oh, I feel like I'm just going to want to take a vacation to Chile. It's Sanchez.
A spaghetti Alfredo.
Okay, so... Prosciutto.
Prosciutto. Anyway.
Okay, so we find out that Hamza lied. And he got busted on it. And the whole family is just smiling and laughing. Like, we don't understand. We poop. We poop again. They're all just kind of laughing.
Did you catch, though, so now she's found out that he's younger, right? But she's like, well, it turns out he's actually 26. And then I think a minute later, his sister refers to him as being 25.
Oh, God. I mean, here's the thing. Doesn't she want to not be a mom to her husband? Because this is all very motherly. Like, deep down, she obviously wants to control someone, it seems.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Because this does not seem like like a couple relationship. This seems like mother-son.
Yeah. And the actual mom is like, I don't see why this is that big of a deal. But I get it that it's the lying.
Yes, but also didn't you just not want them together? Because you thought she had some issues? But maybe the mom's seeing, like, you have a better chance. I don't see these two long-term at all.
But then she wants to, I mean, of all things in the world, she needs to make sure he has a degree in electric and lighting. And heating.
Well, I actually think that's a very good point. Like, what else have you lied about? Were you actually going to class when you said you were going to class? Or
that's true.
What else is going on?
Okay, but what if somebody asked you to pull out your college degree? I'd be like, I don't even know where I would go for that. I mean, I'm sure my mom has it. But so, like, if somebody wanted my, like, high school transcripts, like, what would I do?
I would know it's in there's like 3 boxes somewhere in the basement I know it would be in.
I mean, but I've moved so much. I've moved, like, internationally. Like, does that exist? Like, I went to school so long ago that this exists in, like, a box in a basement
exactly. We can't just pull up online.
Yeah, somewhere like Drumheller. Yeah, like, no one has this access.
I mean, just look at that. He's not ready to be a dad to her sons. This is just ridiculous. It's crazy.
No.
This isn't going to
But I think they might still be together in the tell-all, though.
Okay, now, Mike and Ximena, I just want to ask you right off the bat, have you noticed that her mole is traveling from cheek to cheek?
Like in Men in Tights?
It is absolutely having. Do you have the app or whatever on your phone that you can pull it up?
Pull what up?
Pull up the episode.
Yeah.
When they are on that hill where she's showing him the coffee beans.
It's probably just the camera is, like, mirroring at some points.
It's every other time you see them, even when they're on just go and look at it. At first, I thought I was going crazy. No. This is when they're on the hill. They're taking the walk. Okay. They're taking a walk together on the mountain. She's like, oh, look at the blackberries. And he's like, te amo.
Si, te amo.
Okay, everything, by the way, the only things that they ever talk about are, yes, si, te amo, and bueno, good. And que rico, it tastes good. So everything either tastes good, looks good, I love you, or yes.
I also love that, oh yeah, here we are. Okay.
Okay, just have it going. You don't need the sound. Just have it going as we talk, and you will see her mole go cheek to cheek. I thought I was going crazy, and then I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe she put some concealer on it.
Screen mirroring. No, it's like...
But why? There's no need for them to do that. There's no need for them to do that on the mountain. We know that they're on the mountain. It's just crazy.
Oh!
It is
you're right!
So insane.
You're right!
Thank you. And it is for the whole 5 minutes. At first, I was like, oh, maybe she, like, wiped off some of the concealer. But it is jumping cheek to cheek.
Okay, no, you were actually correct. I thought you were just being silly.
No.
Silly. No, that was really true. Yeah, on the mountain with the blueberries, the bloobs.
Yes, please go back because... they show her, it's on the right, and then they'll go to him talking, and then they go back to her other cheek. And then they go back to her other cheek.
I mean, it's obviously just because of camera mirroring, but it's weird.
But there was no need for them to do the mirroring anyway.
But when they're in the hot tub is really where we're getting the meat of the situation. Because
pause that for a second. Pause just for a second. I think she's a piece of shit for not telling him right off the bat. And I don't like her simply for that, because it's not something you leave out, and it's not something you lie about. And her stories are getting more and more wild. Don't like her at all. And I do think she carries the little person gene. Okay, so go ahead.
Oh, I just love that every shot in the hot tub, it's Mike rubbing his face harder and harder.
Yeah, because her story, I mean, her story sounds like she is one of the characters in Narcos. 100%.
Yeah, that show with Jason Bateman.
Is that with Jason
That's Ozark. But
that's Ozark. You just threw me off for a second, so I was like, wait, is he in the new season?
But the second I'm hearing Hitman, I'm out.
Yeah.
I've dealt with enough crazy people. Jesus.
Yeah, especially Mike, who's 5'2". There's no chance.
I mean, and the way she just tells us information, yes, I was...
Because she likes a bad boy. But you gotta know, you can't go from, I lived with a Narcos to Juan David's or Harold's dad is in prison. I got knocked up in there. Mike.
The level of just nonchalance she's telling us.
Yes!
Yes, when we broke up, he told me you have 3 days to enjoy your life.
It's been 2 years. It's fine.
It's fine. And he's genuinely, he's like, is somebody going to hurt me or the children or you?
Right.
No, I don't think so. I'm going to need more of I need to see this guy being shot in the head.
And also.
And all of his friends.
Is that the full story?
Of course it's not the full story.
Are you making this up to make it sound like I do need to rescue you and bring you to the U.S.? Were you part of the whole thing? There's a lot of missing pieces. And like you said, it's just all very I mean, the thing is, I actually burned my fallopian tube, so there is no reversal. So I hope that you don't regret coming here.
Yeah, and she just doesn't have a personality, whatever. I don't think we've ever seen her smile or
She's not that cute.
No, she's not.
She's got her banging body.
This is the only reason I can't get on board with Mike. Because I'm like, you think that this is...
Exactly.
Again, find a normal fucking girl.
We can't skip over the fact, I mean, we've already talked about Memphis's butthole. When they get to the cabana thing and they lay down and he farts on top of her.
Oh, I didn't. Maybe I missed that. I was watching this while I was at work, so there were times where I had to turn my head and stuff.
He throws her down in the bed and he's kissing her, and he's all cross-eyed in front of her. He's like, "Te amo, te amo."
Let's see.
He farts and she goes, "Oh," and that's when she starts laughing. She's like,
"Oh," she says, "I don't like it," right?
Yeah, she goes, "Oh, I don't like that." And he goes, "Te amo," and kisses her again, and then I think he farts again. If you can get to that part and sound
I'm
up,
trying.
Because.
I'm trying.
You gotta trust me. You know when I hear farts. Because you try to sneak some in sometimes before we're recording.
I hate this narrative that you put on me. I have a squeaky chair. And then before we started recording just now, Walter heard a sound outside. And he goes,
"This is..." No, I heard... And you go...
No, you didn't! You heard that.
And then you look like you startled and you're like, "Walter!"
You are such an asshole. I fucking hate you. That is not what happened.
Okay,
remember
Walter
Mole used to always fart in front of me?
I don't know if you told me that part.
Yes, it's definitely part of that whole story.
Oh, weren't you the back spoon? Weren't you the bigger spoon? He farted on you, and he was like, "Better out than in," or something like that.
No, he said something like, I felt
down
a little something grow. It came from somewhere down below.
Oh, God, that's even worse. Ew, God.
I was not any spoon or fork or knife anyway. I never let him touch me when we were sleeping.
Disgusting. I felt something gross.
38-year-old man.
That is one of the worst things I've ever heard.
Sucks,
damn it. Okay, well, just trust me. He farts on her.
He farts, right.
And then his only response is, "Te amo. Te amo." God, Mike. Jesus. This isn't something you compromise on. Well, I guess I'll raise your 2 kids, even though my entire life, up until I'm 35 years old, has been, I want to have kids and a family. Especially when the woman follows it up with the fun little facts of, I mean, there's this narco or whatever, he threatened to kill me and put a fatwa on my head, but yeah, no big deal. Okay, now we got to round out this episode with Ben and Mahogany. He didn't remind you of anyone else that we have grown to love to hate? When I say it, you're going to be like, oh my God.
Can you, like, give me a hint?
Miss Burt.
Oh.
Garrick.
Yeah. Oh, I can kind of see that.
To me, he's a mix of Garrick and Kody. The arrogance. Okay, I just heard something again.
Oh, there's like somebody grinding something outside. Somebody's shoveling. Do you want me to take a picture of it? I can take a picture of this guy shoveling the snow right now.
Oh, so someone's polishing some granite. They're carving a countertop outside, you guys.
Somebody is shoveling the driveway. God, I hate you.
Someone's using a Dremel tool out there, I swear.
By the way, I just had a heart attack because I got a Facebook notification of Crystal Maddox, one of our listeners, writing, Amanda, upload the True Life episode. And then I had a mild heart attack because I was like, oh, wait, I don't remember if I saved it. But then I checked and I did save it. Okay. My track. That would suck because that was a good episode. I'll upload it right after this.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Ben and Mahogany. He reminds me of a mix, the arrogance of Kody and the Christian savior. I'm such a great guy, and putting everything under the guise of this is Jesus wants me to find a very, very young woman.
Yeah. It's so gross.
To share my condo with.
I just think think for any person in Canada or the U.S.
Michigan, by the way. This is another person from Michigan.
Like you. But for any person to even just think like, oh, the logical step for me to date is to find someone internationally, that's a huge red flag. It just doesn't, there's something missing in there that you would...
Well, maybe your heart clearly, just isn't as open as Ben's is.
I guess, but his family comes over. Oh, did you know that he works out?
He does, and also I just want to bring up the fact, as someone else who has, like, my eyes are not totally... I think I get a wonky eye sometimes. Okay,
oh, no. I was going to bring up the wonky eye. He has a wonky eye.
He's got one. Again, I mean, he can't help it, but it was really funny because the second I noticed it, I was like, oh, he's kind of got a wonky eye. They shoot to one of his modeling pictures, and they have him in sunglasses. Or they'll pose him just from the side. I'm like, hey. That's exactly what they do when I model.
His family comes over, and he's made them a salad.
Cucumber
and tomato, I saw. Mm-hmm. But his wife's bringing a cool energy, though, huh? She's got to be like at her fucking wit's end with this guy, but also Absolutely. She just seems like the biggest drip to be around.
Kind of. She looks like, I know you didn't watch this show, but okay, this is for all the Bravo birthers, I guess, if you will. One of the first shows ever on Bravo, first reality shows, was a show called Showbiz Moms and Dads. And there was a guy on it, and his name was Duncan Nutter. And he and his wife had, like, I don't know, something crazy, like 10 kids. And they lived in a 1-bedroom apartment in New York. And the kids were trying out for shit. And he was, like, super drama queen. Maybe women are not his first preference, question mark.
Yeah.
And she was just this, you could tell she would be like a cool woman, but she was just tired as fuck. And she was a public school teacher. Like, oh my God, I got to support this guy. And that's who this woman looks exactly like.
The wife of that one adult baby on True Life. The one who's like... Remember there were 2 adult babies, and there was like the one who was just like, here we go.
I remember?
I made you pancakes with syrup, and I took
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Yeah, I remember. She's just exhausted from all of this. Yeah, especially because he puts everything under this. Well, no, it's going to be because she loves Jesus too, and she loves all of you so much. He has to
slip in that his wife's like, he's like, I just don't think she's over the divorce. I'm like, I think she's over it.
Yeah, she's just not.
She's over it.
She can't get, not that she can't get over him. She can't fully heal from this because she still has to deal with your annoying, egotistical, condescending
And I think he's also super codependent with her. Like, he won't let her
out of
his clenches.
Yes, but he doesn't realize how much she actually does still for him.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But I mean,
he's already been remarried.
He's definitely not having a midlife crisis, though.
Not
at all.
Does he have Does he have a red convertible? Because I just feel like he does. Did it show him in a red convertible, or am I just picturing him?
He had he had the motorcycle, and he definitely smudged some of the motorcycle grease on his cheek. Oh, just like, you know, on a TV show, they would have like a little bit of flour on the woman's face, like, yeah, I've just been baking all day.
If someone's painting a room, it's like a...
They're wearing a white oversized men's shirt that's just kind of like unbuttoned.
Or overalls.
Overalls for sure. Yeah, with paintbrushes sticking out of the front. Bandana as like a little headband.
Oh, a bandana. It's like, you're just painting.
Yeah. What was it again? Oh, yeah. When they did that scene, that's when I noticed that he is a nose whistler. Just listen for it, because in all his scenes, you can hear just this little light pitch. Yeah. Whistled through his nose. And was it? Oh, yeah. So his kids, he tells them that they really shouldn't worry about it because he's definitely vetted her. He's gotten pictures of her, and she's in love with the kids too.
The kids' reaction was just a blank stare.
Well, the 12-year-old daughter's like, "Well, this is fake. This is a filter. So, do you have any others?"
Well, but Jodie, to be fair, she did send him a video.
Oh, that's right. What did she say in the video?
"Hi, it's me, Mahogany." And then it kind of cuts out as if like Blair Witch Project, like.
I mean, well, that's clear as day. I don't know why anyone would have a question.
She's saying her name.
Yeah, she goes, "Hi, it's Mahogany. It's me, Mahogany." I don't know what else you guys are looking for.
She's like sitting on the couch with like a man, I think, in the video or something. "Hi, it's me, Mahogany."
Jesus.
But anyway, the preview for next week, it looks like there might be some issues.
Yeah. Oh, do you know that the Reddit has actually found Mahogany?
No. What?
Well, okay, I guess spoiler, whatever. I think there is a Mahogany, but spoiler alert.
It's not the person he's talking to.
Her photos are heavily filtered.
Oh.
Like, Mahogany looks like a normal I thought I sent you a picture. Just, guys, go on Reddit.
Well, you can tell that she's heavily filtered.
Oh, but it's like...
Is he talking to this person?
Maybe. I don't know.
Or is it just that there's a catfish
that
that's
I don't
stealing?
know. But I think someone found, like, the Mahogany Before pictures. I just want to bring up one thing. When he meets the friends for lunch at this place.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, I want to know what the Scrabble tiles are, because there's one word that is going horizontal that looks like big ta or big ia. And I just wanted to know, because I know like you're a lettuce expert. Is that some sort of like lettuce? Big ta? Big la? Big la, big ta, big ya. Because everything else was like...
Scrabble? Are they playing Scrabble?
No, in the background at this restaurant, there was like... It said like tomatoes, pepperoni. There was like different things.
Oh, like arugula. Maybe it's an arugula.
No, it was B-I-G. And then there was a poll, so it was either I or a T and then A.
Oh, this is like Wordle.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me know. The whole point being, the only thing I wanted to point out for that conversation, because it was all obvious stuff, was when when they all got their food, and the three of them got salads, and the one friend got a personal size pan pizza, 4 pieces, and the dick across the table goes, "Whoa, John, you gonna be able to? I don't know if you're gonna be able to eat all that." And he's like, "No, I'm actually pretty hungry." He's like, "No, I'm pretty hungry. I think I can." Don't be that dick that's like, "Whoa, wow, look at the size of that." Because then if the person does finish it all, they're going to feel like a fat ass. Or they're going to like wrap half up knowing they want to shove it in their face. And then it's not as good when you get it home.
In the car ride home, that thing's getting eaten. Don't comment on people's food.
No.
Ever.
Yeah, you want me to comment on your salad? Wow, looks like that's like a whole pound of bacon there. It looks like you should have gotten a pizza instead.
I love bacon on a salad.
Stupid asshole.
Is that it?
That's the biggest takeaway for me. But yeah, so next week pick up with more 90 Day.
And Yellowjackets. Yellowjackets.
That's right. And we'll see if there's any more fallout from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Oh my God.
And just like
Needs to wrap
that,
up.
there's a lot more.
And just like that, yes, of course.
Yeah, stay tuned. And
I'm gonna
thanks,
upload
you guys.
literally right now because I'm so stressed out.
Check the show notes for everything that we have up on Patreon. It's all there in the links. Check it out. Something for everyone. We make it worth your while. And until next week, just remember, guys, you're adults. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.